morning. This is C Fine Coco coming from you from my classic spot, the Lake June Transit Center in Dallas, Texas. Trying to catch my dark bus this morning. Hope y'all having a great day. I want to talk about this 8th gen of gaming. The 8th gen of gaming is going to be all about first party and second party gaming, where it's going to be about who got the best exclusives. Now you can't go in this generation, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo is not going to be able to get away with just by putting the same first exclusive games out year after year. Now I'm gonna go with Nintendo first because I am a Nintendo fan. Nintendo, y'all ain't gonna be able to get away. They're just giving us the same big 3 games every generation and console. What big 3 games you give us? You give us a Mario game. You give us a Zelda game. And you give us a Mario Kart game. Well, this in the Wii U already, you were giving us one side-scrolling Mario game, Mario 3D, and I don't know what should I count Mario Kart, even though that name should be called Nintendo Kart or something. The same 3 games, the Zelda games. But in this generation, gamers, you know, Nintendo, y'all really don't have to come out with a new IP. A new IP would be great. We would like a new IP. I understand that I could count Lego City Undercover as a new IP. I can even almost count Wonderful 101 as a new IP. And Bayonetta. But the gamers have been begging. Even y'all coming out with Donkey Kong, you know, Tropical Freeze. But gamers have been begging for HD games like Pit. Like the Pit game, the Little Angel game. They want a new one of those. They have been begging for a Metroid game. Me, myself, I have been begging for Nintendo Wrestling and Punch-Out to come back. Y'all can call the new Punch-Out game Punch-Out U. I have been begging for Nintendo Sports to come back. I want to play a Nintendo baseball game. And you know, back in the day, Ken Griffey Jr. baseball was it. I want to play Nintendo Wrestling. And you can even bring back an unlicensed football game. Call it American football. I remember playing on the Super Nintendo. Y'all had NCAA basketball. The graphics wasn't all of that, but you know, that Mode 7 effect of that game made it awesome. Nintendo, y'all have to do better. Sony. I have never been a Sony fan. But I remember playing at my friend's house on the original PlayStation. Y'all had Game Day. Y'all had all the games that Nintendo was supposed to get on the Nintendo 64. Y'all had a variety of games for everybody to play. Even on the PlayStation 2, y'all had a variety of games for people to play. But then something happened. The shooter, the first-person shooter, became famous. With internet, now every game that comes out that Sony makes is really a first-person shooter. They don't make no football games no more. They don't even make their own platforming games no more. What happened to Ratchet and Clank? What happened to all them good platforming games that y'all had? And now y'all gonna launch the PlayStation 4. All I see is first person shooter. What happened? Knack. I know that's gonna be a new IP for y'all, but Knack, I don't see nothing special about it. We got 8 gigs of RAM. Then you got 8 gigs of RAM. Gamers are more hyped for the 8 gigs of RAM console. But what about the games? Multi-platform games is going. All the games look like that's going to be on the PlayStation 3, 4. It's going to also be on the Xbox One. What about your exclusive? What about your first parties? What happened? And then you look at Xbox. Xbox really hadn't had no exclusives. Matter of fact, if they only had their own style game of like Super Mario Smash Brothers, it would just be like 2 characters on there. A Gears of War guy and Master Chief. And probably the Blinks the Cat. 3 characters in your own version of Super Smash Brothers. How fun is that? Y'all bought Rare from Nintendo. One of the greatest developers ever made. Even gave Nintendo a run for their money on their own console. Rare was whooping Nintendo sometimes as a second party to Nintendo first party games. They got more out of the Nintendo 64 than Nintendo did. Look at Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie 1 and Banjo-Kazooie 2 blew Mario 64 out the water. The games were so good, Nintendo didn't even make another 3D Mario game on the Nintendo 64. They even made more N64 platform. But what y'all do? Y'all bought Rare. All of the great developers that was at Rare quit. Came back to Nintendo and formed Retro Studios. Y'all got all them IPs with Rare. And Lord, forgive me, why in the world did y'all think y'all bought Donkey Kong? But anyway, y'all had Banjo-Kazooie. But what y'all do? Come out with Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. Basically killed the series. Graphics was tight, but the gameplay was terrible. People was expecting Banjo-Kazooie 3, and all we got was Nuts and Bolts. And then Perfect Dark, the spiritual successor of GoldenEye 64. Y'all killed that IP too. So, y'all got to do better. Microsoft, you can't depend on third parties to do all your developing for you. You're going to have to do better on your first party games. This generation is going to be the 8th generation is going to be a hard generation, going to be a hard pill to swallow. If you don't have good first and second party IPs and great relationship with third parties to put them exclusive games by third parties on your console, it's just not gonna you're gonna fail. So all the big 3, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, gonna have a hard time this generation. And really, you're gonna have to watch out for Nintendo, because even though the Wii U is the lowest on specs on the totem pole, they got one of the greatest developers in the world. Can make something great out of nothing. And if you just got all the specs and you got developers that don't know how to make something out of what you out of all you have, you're gonna fail. Sony, your developers gonna have to do better. Microsoft, y'all showed up gonna have to do better. The 8th generation is all about exclusive. First party, second party, and third party exclusive games on your console. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye bye.